if you shift your mindset to succeed at all costs, you're going to be unstoppable. Welcome to Chats About Success. It's a podcast to know how Filipinos can succeed in today's world. I'm your host, Daniel Antine. Today's episode is sponsored by the Entitled Podcast Network. If you're interested in starting your own podcast, or if you want someone to manage your podcast promotions or edit your podcast episodes, the Entitled Podcast Network has got you covered. Full disclaimer, this is my own company. So if you want to work with me to get your podcast on the air, send an email to entitledgroupofficial@gmail.com. And today, this episode is all about the change that you'll experience once you obtain the mindset of succeeding at all costs. So, for context, I'm making this episode right now because I was recently listed as one of the top 100 Filipinos to follow on LinkedIn. I know, right? Me. It's so weird. It's so weird, yo. Like, how in the world did I get there? Like, if you know me, I'm like one of the least person that you would ever think of to be on that list. Because, if we're friends, if we've been homies for a while, for years, I'm just a normal dude. I like to have fun. I like jokes. I used to not necessarily be, hardworking and just driven. I used to just, hang out, be the chillest person ever and things. But, you know, so being on that list though, it didn't happen accidentally. So out of 100 Filipinos, I'm number 58 on the list to follow on LinkedIn, right? So, yay. But again, that didn't happen accidentally. It happened because I shifted my mindset to be able to succeed at all costs. So, for context, again, like in case you didn't know, I moved to Toronto last December 2019. I didn't have anything here. There's no connections, no job, no credibility. All I had was my girlfriend, Bea, my three housemates, money that I borrowed from my parents so that I can survive here for 5 months. And it's cool. That's all I have. But I basically came here literally just back to zero. Like if you were to press reset on someone's life, like PlayStation reset button, that's what happened. It just transferred me to Canada. That's what happened, yo. And once I got here, again, since I only had like a 5 month window, um, a 5 month runway, because that's all the money I had, I knew that I had to get a job as soon as possible. So what's crazy here in Canada is even if I was a senior marketing manager, well, marketing manager, I just put senior to make it sound whatever. If even if I was a marketing manager for one of the biggest gym franchises in Asia or maybe the world, like when I got here, that didn't mean anything, because like if you go here, what they care about is local experience. Quick note, if you want to go to Canada or any other country, it doesn't matter if you're a director of marketing or a CEO or, it doesn't matter. You're just going to start back from zero and you have to accept that fact. Anyway, so I accepted that fact. And once I knew that my chances of actually getting a marketing job here was close to none because the competition is crazy, I knew that I had to build my personal brand. And the quickest way that I knew how to build my personal brand was to create content. But I needed a platform to do it. And I chose LinkedIn. So I started posting on LinkedIn on February 2020. Initially, when I first posted, my first post was about, just like what happened to me in the 10 years. It got like 50 views and one like and one comment from a random person. And that was it. I was like, well, okay, what am I? Is this a good platform? Why is this happening? These are super low metrics. I should have just posted on Facebook if I wanted metrics, right? But I didn't want metrics. I wanted to build my personal brand so that I would stand out from every single international student or local student for that matter, so that I can get a marketing job over them. And that was the mindset that I had, right? So I started building. my personal brand on LinkedIn. I started producing content every single day. I was learning the platform, I was networking with people, and I forgot the dates, yo. I'm sorry about forgetting the dates. Maybe I'll put it in the description or something. But my first gig here was an unpaid internship for a startup, for a media company startup. And it was unpaid. I was working like 15, 20 hours a week for that company, and they're not paying me anything. But it's okay because I knew that, again, I needed experience here. So that would count as experience. So luckily, the position that I got was social media manager. Yeah, like a social media management intern, which I love and actually know how to do. So that was it. So I got that. And then the way that I got that was because I was using LinkedIn already. When I applied for that position online, I messaged the founder on LinkedIn and I was like, "Oh, I just submitted my resume. Want to take a look at it? Let me know if you have questions." And he immediately replied and he was like, "Okay, I'll interview you tomorrow." And like 3 days after the interview, I got it. I was like, "Yes, something happened to me in Canada." And then after doing that, I knew that, I still had to get a job. So I applied for any job that I could, right? I was super close to applying to groceries or cafes like Tim Hortons, Starbucks, Walmart. I was so close to doing that because I needed money. But luckily, I found this like website technician job, which to be honest, I don't know how to do, but I just applied for it. And the application process was crazy. It was literally like a month of me doing, website tests, doing YouTube videos, and all these interviews. It was wild. But then I stood out and I was able to sell myself and I got the position, right? So that was my first paying job. And I was like, "Mom, Dad, I got a job. I can survive here. Yay." But I didn't stop there because as an international student here, I can only work for like 20 hours per week. But this company was just paying me for like 10 or 15 hours a week. So I had 5 more hours to spare. And again, my goal here is to stand out from everyone else, to gain local experience, and to just learn how the market here goes, right? So what I did was, even if I didn't have enough money, I actually joined a marketing group, which I had to pay $10 per month just to get in that group and to interact with everyone. And because I wanted to build my network, I wanted to succeed, I wanted to know how the market here goes. I thought $10 was a pretty good investment to get their knowledge, right? But what happened there was, since I was so active in that group, I was joining the live chats and everything, talking to everyone, commenting on the posts. One of the people there, he reached out to me again on LinkedIn and he was like, "Yo, I think you stand out. Even if you're a student, you're already a part of this group." And I was the only student in that group, yo. Everyone was like professional marketers. And he was like, "You want a job in social media marketing for us? What's your bandwidth like? Like how many hours per week can you work?" And I was like, "I can only work 5 hours per week." And he was like, "Let's do it." And then I suddenly had two paying jobs, man, maximizing my 20 hours per week. Now, why did I just tell you that super elaborate story? Is because I was able to achieve these things because I had the mindset of I had to succeed at all costs. Like failure was not an option to me. It was basically, I'll work so damn hard now. I'll stand out from everyone else and I'll be in a great position to actually have great opportunities come my way. Aside from getting one internship and two jobs, I was able to grow my LinkedIn following and LinkedIn views rather from like 50 views to now a total of like almost 700,000 views across my posts and having like 7,100 followers on the platform just because, I was making content for it. And again, I was making content because I wanted to succeed. I wanted to stand out, right? So again, being on that list, I take pride in it because it's literally the moment when I decided that no matter what happens, I'm going to succeed here, right? If you knew me back in the Philippines, I was lazy as hell. I wasn't even doing podcasts then, even if I wanted to. I was just not driven. When I got here, I had to be driven. I had no choice because if I wasn't driven, if I didn't give it everything I've got, I'll just be one of the thousands of people here who are trying to make it. And then I really wanted to make it, right? So that's it. Again, back in the Philippines, I didn't have this mindset because in the Philippines, I could fail so many times and my family would be there to back me up. That's why I was super complacent. But when I got here to actually study and just make a name for myself, I had no one to back it up. If I failed, dude, I don't want to go back and ask my parents to be like, yo, can you send me more money? I'm failing. I don't want to do that, yo. I don't want to do that. It's not a pride thing. It's more of like, I don't want to ask them for more money because I have to get this on my own. And that moment when I realized that this is on me now, like if I fail, if I succeed, it's on me. But there is no way in hell that I'm going to fail. No way. And once that mindset shift happened to me, dude, to be honest, I scared myself. I was literally not like this when I was in the Philippines. And once you get that succeed at all costs mindset, you'll be unstoppable, man. That's what I learned. It's crazy. But what happens though, right? What if you're not hungry? Like when I was in the Philippines, I wasn't hungry to succeed. I wasn't determined. I was just living my life day to day to be like, okay, I'm good. I'm all right. I don't need to strive so much. I'm okay. What happens if you want to get to that place, right? You have to play mind games, right? You have to shift your mindset. If you watch that Michael Jordan documentary, The Last Dance on Netflix, if you've watched that, there's like a scene there where Michael Jordan, everyone knows he's the best. He knows he's the best, but he didn't want to be complacent. So what he did was he would make up scenarios in his mind to make it seem like he's on the losing end. He just tricked himself into being like, okay, I'm an underdog or whatever. And he used that to fuel himself to succeed even more. And that's what you can do, right? I know it's hard now. You can be like, oh man, I'm in the Philippines. Or, if your family's if your family's providing for you, you could be like, oh, I don't know, whatever happens, they're paying for my rent. I don't need to shell out so much money. I'm good. If you want to succeed and reach your quote unquote full potential, you got to play mind games with yourself, man. You have to be hungry. And that's what I struggled with back in the Philippines. And it's also one of the reasons why I moved here. It's because I knew that I was capable of doing so much, man, so much, but I wasn't doing it because I didn't want to succeed at all costs. And when I got here, that's a mindset that I came up with, man. And this is why I'm doing the podcast now. This is why I'm studying so hard, getting good grades in school. This is why I'm still networking on LinkedIn. It's just I don't want to stop, man, because I got this fear of like if I stop doing these things, I'll just be back in that pool again of thousands of people who are trying to make it here who technically don't have an edge. They're just the same. And I don't want to be in that pool. I want to be in that pool of one percenters, people who actually push more, to strive more. And I want to be in that group so that, I get how they think, I get how they act, and I just get opportunities for myself, yo. So, yeah, dude. Here's the thing. Here's a key takeaway, yo. If you shift your mindset to succeed at all costs, to not have any other choice but to succeed. And if you believe that, and if you strive towards that and put in a little bit of fear, you're just going to make amazing things happen for yourself. You're going to be unstoppable. And just keep that mindset every single day because that's basically what I have now. And it is scary what you can do once you trick your mind, once you shift your mindset to being like, I'm going to succeed no matter what. Homie, you're going to make it. You're going to make it, man, no matter what happens. Like all your excuses, all the hardships and everything, throw it out the window. Just control your mind and just believe that you have to succeed right now. Wow. That was a good episode, yo. All right, and that's it, folks. That ends today's episode. If you want to watch a full video of this episode, just subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just search for Chats About Success. And to get more content behind the scenes, or if you want to be part of the community, follow us on Instagram at instagram.com/successchats. And if you want to be a guest on the podcast or know anyone who might be interested in being a guest on the show, just send an email to chatsaboutsuccess@gmail.com. Until then, I hope you achieve all your goals, and I'll see you on the next episode. Peace.